Good. I'd just like to share a few words on the stations, even though they are powerfully and impact our life greatly. So often we see it as something that Jesus did down the road, past way back when, and it's nice remembering of these things. And it is good. But we need to bring it into our life. We need to bring the stations and realize the stations is our life as well. So often we get condemned unjustly. People say things about us that is just not true. It's half truth, half lie. And that seems to be even worse at times. And it hurts us. Identify with Jesus who has been condemned. Identified with Jesus who has been condemned. And we carry a cross. Maybe it's a stigma. You know, Beijing's got a stigma. I thought a particular parish on Ireland had that stigma, but it's the whole thing. All Beijing's got that. When I went down to Trinidad to study, they reminded me of the stigma. If you don't know the stigma, that's good. You don't need to know. You're laughing. But yeah, we carry a cross sometimes that we have no dealings with. We carry a cross that we don't even know about. We carry a cross. We are to embrace it and to carry it. The Lord never gives us a cross that is too heavy for us to carry. He never does that. And if we think it's too heavy to carry and we fall under the weight of the cross, guess what? Guess what? Sometimes it's just you stumble, you fall. Maybe it's a pebble on the stone on the road, and you trip, you fall, and you fall flat on the ground. Oftentimes, our pride will kick in, and we want to curse the ground, the pebble, who put the pebble there, who do this evil thing to me, who's seeking to make me fall, who doing this. And no. See those occasions when you fall as moments of grace to rely upon Jesus. Yes. For what does he do? After Jesus' fall, his mother comes, runs to him. When we fall, when we give in to sin, our blessed mother darts to us, runs to us, rushes to us. It's just like a mother when she sees her son fall. You're watching the son and you're seeing your son or daughter, your child walking for the first time. And then you see the son, and you will dart to the child, especially if it is your first child. By the time the third child come around, oh, you fall? All right, get up now. Experience, right? You fall from a tree? All right, anything broken? No. All right, you live. But that first child, oh boy. When you fall, she runs. She comes to us. She gives us that emotional, okay, son, it's going to be all right. In my reflection upon this scene that I love so much, they did not say a word. Words was not necessary. Just the mere fact of looking into each other's eyes spoke volumes. And she looked into the eyes of her son. Her son looked into her eyes. And that love connection, that embrace, that all she said was, I'm here for you. Giving him that emotional support to continue to the very end. To say, I love you. I understand. Not in depth, but she knew that this was to happen, but yet she could not fathom that it was going to be so brutal. because she also knew the scriptures. She gave her son that emotional support. Each and every one of us, we need that emotional support in our lives. And I am grateful for those who have given it to me in years of past. Now that I'm here, I am grateful for it because it helps me to keep going. Furthermore, what happens? We also have Simon of Cyrene helping Jesus to carry the cross. There are individuals that God will give us to help us to carry the cross that we are carrying. It is. But sometimes our pride will push them away and I want no help. And it's only more misery we bring upon ourselves. It becomes important that we embrace this help that the Lord gives to us. And then we have Veronica, who wipes the face of Jesus, who also look to tend to our wounds. There are people who are there in our life. If you just take a moment, they bring that emotional support. They bring that physical assistance in carrying the cross and that support that gives you that, hey, that help along the way to bring a little comfort. All the sweat and blood that run in his eyes to wipe it out. And you know what? The beautiful and awesome thing about our God is that he's never outdone in kindness or generosity. When you give to the Lord, when you pour out your stuff and say, Lord, I'm doing this for you, even though people may ridicule, laugh, and say things, when we do it and we give it to the Lord turns around and blesses us over and abundantly. I say this in so many ways, even finances, even in your money. When we look to tithe, when we give to the Lord blesses us in return. He does. Try it. I just say to you, try it. And you will see. Because it has happened to me time and time again. A guy came and he asked for some money. All I know, I had a $20 bill and a $2 bill. So the toss-up was 20 or the 2, 20 or the 2, 20 or the 2, 20 or the 2. So what did you think I did? Give him the 20. Shame on y'all. I gave him both. Yes, I gave him both. I said to him, this is all the money I have. Here. 24 hours later, somebody gave me a $100 bill. I don't like to talk about myself, you know. But I'm just saying to you an example. I think I could use Harry or John in the future. But yeah. But it is important to realize that God blesses us in return. And then I turn around and I help other people by the grace of God. My brothers and sisters, Jesus left the countenance of his face, the shroud, yes, that picture of himself upon the cloth because of the kindness of this woman. And as we bounce through, I mean, we always will fall, we will have to rise again. We can't stay in the dust. We fall, we rise again. We fall and we rise again. Just when you think you are getting somewhat accustomed to this carrying of the cross, people coming and supporting you and helping you, the Lord tends to extend it a little more. And what does he do? He turns and he then strips us. Being stripped is not a pleasant thing. Being stripped naked, to stand naked in front of somebody else, shows your vulnerability. Here I am. I'm vulnerable. You don't know if the person, people looked at Jesus in his nakedness and laughed at him. I'm very grateful you got clothes, and as priest, bishop, we tend to wear a whole lot more clothes. uh, but yeah, we sometimes strip people of their dignity. We sometimes are stripped of our dignity. We say things about people out of anger that hurts and cuts like a knife. We strip Jesus when we curse somebody, when we curse someone. We strip in Jesus, we strip in that person of dignity, of respect. And we must not do that. We must not do that. It's a challenge for us. It is a challenge for us. Challenge for us to respect others. A challenge for us to love. And if that was not bad enough, we are nailed to the cross. Everything, as my grandmother would say, turn old mass. Too much water in the flour, and everything just run away. It is important to realize that God is there all the way. We don't have it said, but Mary, his mother, and John the beloved, and a couple other women journey closely. There all the time, supporting and praying. As we too go through our own cross, as we are nailed, yes, this indeed, we come to the end, and we die to our pride, our selfishness, our greed upon this cross, our suffering. The cross and the sufferings we go through is to help us to become holier, more like God, rather than becoming bitter and angry and selfish and don't care-ish. It's not to bring us to that point, but it's for us to allow the grace of God to transform us so that we can be a better people, a holier people. My brothers and sisters, it is all about getting to heaven. And Jesus do different things in our life so that we may come to that point of surrender to Him and to embrace Him. Today, let us spend a little more time in reflecting upon the crosses in our life, the cross of Jesus. Let us spend a little more time talking with the Lord and seeing the various peoples in our life that He has brought into our life to help us in this journey together to heaven.